Okay, we're back, people. Hopefully you catch on and pick us up on this second part. So again, let's run through it again. This is the film review, movies, music, culture, and whatever else may come to our minds at the time. I'm Crazy Dee. This is my wife, Tracey Deeyon. And we just came from seeing Equalizer II. Right. Now, like we told you before, it opens up where he's helping random people, and he's settled into a new life in Massachusetts. Right. You know? Right. And you find out through image, like I told you in the first part of this, that he's a Lyft driver. Right. So if you like action, and kick butt action, Equalizer 2 is the movie for you. Right. Denzel delivers as an action hero.
A great storyline, great actors. I love how Denzel introduces us to upcoming young black actors.
That's right.
He does so in this film as well.
Mm-hmm. Him and director Antoine Fuqua. They're definitely there to introduce you to new actors. Right. Even people who are in extra positions, their faces are like this instead of like this, so you actually get a chance to see them, and they say, hey, I was in this film. But what happens is there's, besides the opening where he's helping multiple people, and you see him kick ass in multiple stories before we get to the main initiating event that kicks off his dramatic need. When that happens, you find that he's within two storylines. He's helping a youngster find himself, and at the same time, he's trying to find out who murdered his best friend, his only friend in the world that still exists outside of his years as a special agent. Right. And the storylines converge. Beautifully written, beautifully shot, the scenic views, and then showing you where he as a person actually comes from, his original home. They show you all that. I mean, it's a beautiful piece all the way through and through. So you definitely have to go see Equalizer 2. I don't know if it has any social references in the piece other than showing how people living in a multicultural situation can work together for the betterment of the human race. I think that's the underlining message in the piece. Yeah. Would you agree with that?
Yeah. And well, I don't want to tell the scene, but there was this one scene where I'm saying he alludes to, but he states that you can't wait around for anybody to do anything for you. You have to do it yourself. You have to take care of your own community. You can't wait for others to come in to clean up your community. You take care of your community, and you take care of what's going on around you, despite whatever your situation is. Don't let anything hold you back. Stay focused and do what you need to do.
That's right. So basically, you've heard the term each one teach one. Yeah. Each one be responsible for your space within your community. And if each one is responsible for their space in the community, then the community will become better.
Yeah, so that was definitely one of the messages in the film.
Right.
So once you see the film, you'll know what I'm talking about.
But other than that, kick butt film, you will enjoy it. Action from the beginning. It'll have you going, ooh, wow.
Yeah. You should have heard the crowd. They were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and chuckles afterwards.
Yeah, he was whipping some butt. He was doing some moves.
Right. And it also has multiple lines of various stories, but it also shows you about trust and betrayal, and people not remaining true, and how for money concerns people will sell you out anytime and as often as they can to get that money, especially if they feel that somehow they were discarded or left out. So, what would you rate the film? What would you rate the film from 1 to 10?
From 1 to 10, okay, it's Denzel. It's gonna get a 10. No, but the storyline was great. The action was great. The acting was great. The directing was great. Just everything overall. So I would definitely give it a 10.
That's right. I give it a 10 also.
I think Denzel does a really good job in selecting films. So he's very careful as far as selecting with his script, and he just doesn't grab something and do it just for the dollar. Like, it's obvious. Like, the projects that he chooses are really good projects. So it's really good and it's worth seeing. And Equalizer 2 is different than Equalizer 1. And
way different.
Yeah,
there was no picking up and trying to tell the same story over again.
Right.
It wasn't dead time like, we went to go see Deadpool 2. This is before we started the podcast. And at first, Deadpool 2 started out kind of slow.
Right.
Because it wasn't relying on the old tropes from the previous one other than who he is as a person.
Yeah.
But they weren't relying on the previous jokes.
Right.
And so they were trying new jokes, and some people who we talked to felt that they were trying too hard. But once it settled in after the first 15 minutes, and it settled in, it took its own way. Especially with everyone should have seen Deadpool by this time, so we're gonna give you a spoiler here. When the movie really opens up is after he discovers, he puts a team together of would-be superheroes to be a superhero team.
Diverse team.
A diverse team.
Diverse film.
And he finds Miss Lucky,
Yes.
right? Her superpower is luck, and they say, he said, luck is not a superpower. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. So he puts all these various people together, and as they jump out the airplane, during the
but don't tell.
I mean, it's a spoiler. That's what it is, because they should have seen the film already. That's way back before summer came in.
Okay.
So we already said it's a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, just turn it down for about 10 seconds here. Well, maybe about 30 seconds here. About a minute here while we tell it. As they begin to descend from out the airplane, each one of them finds themselves in a mishap which causes them to lose their life, except for Miss Lucky, who's played by, I don't know the young lady's name, but she's on Atlanta. She plays the love interest of Donald Glover's character, and she's kick-ass in that film with that afro flowing. You best believe kick-ass. So you definitely need to see Deadpool 2. So that's the only spoiler we're going to give you on that. But she seems like she's going to be in a mishap, but then her luck just shines through, and through it all, she's Miss Lucky for sure.
Which is a superpower.
Which is a superpower, come to find out. So, so unlike Deadpool, there was no slowness to the opening of Equalizer 2. So we will say that. So we've pretty much told you everything about that, about the movie. But what I would like to see is women that are Denzel's age starring in movies where they kick ass, where they kick butt. Perfect example, when we were watching Law and Order,
Right.
and the woman who plays the not the coroner, she's not the coroner, but she's she would be the coroner, because she does the autopsies on the dead bodies, and she gives the forensics to the detectives to let them know what's actually happened.
Right.
A few years ago, that has to be over about 15 years ago ago. 15 years ago, they did a spin-off episode where she went off, and coroners are able to carry guns in some aspects. So they kind of like spun her off, and she was kind of like Quincy. Right. She was kind of like Quincy, right? Because Quincy, though he could carry a gun, I believe that the character didn't carry a gun. If you don't know who Quincy is, just Google Quincy coroner, and then they'll be able to tell you about that show that used to be on NBC. But she spun off for an episode, and she was kick butt, pulling guns, shooting right next to the detectives, and I swore they were going to give her a spin-off of that, because that would have been great. Right. Just like I remember on LaSalle, Eric LaSalle. They had a spin-off of him on ER where he went off. It was in the jungle, right? Yeah. And I swore that they were going to give Eric LaSalle a spin-off, but they never did. The storyline was so strong. Both of those storylines were so strong. And they never did. And so that kind of brought back memories there. But I would like to have seen, or like to see, women in film of a certain age that are still kicking butt. Well, you know who
Pam Grier, not Pam Grier, but Angela Bassett? Yeah, in 911.
Oh yeah. She's kicking butt.
And the other actress, they're doing pretty good.
But I'm talking about film though. Yeah. I want to see them in film.
Because I haven't seen anyone really kick butt since Zoe Saldana in Colombia. Right. She was the lead in that movie, and she.
Well, it was a movie that we didn't see with she's married to the basketball player, Mary Jane.
Oh yeah, Gabrielle Union.
She was kicking butt. What was that, like Safe Room or something like that? Yeah. We didn't get a chance to see that. Yeah, we have to see that and review it. But we have to see more black women on screen of a certain age kicking butt like the males do. And, like that. But overall, like we said, Equalizer II, great film, must see. Get your popcorn, get your favorite drink, sit in the theater with other people, because the movie theater experience is totally different than, or the crowd, audience experience with more than just a person or two people. There we go. All right, flipped over. Wait a minute. So we're going to close out because for some reason the electrodes are going across and cutting through. The radioactivity is cutting through and killing our signal. But we're going to close right here and say, make sure that you see films with groups of people. Even if you have people come over to your widescreen TV and watch with multiple people, it is a great experience. So this is where we're going to close. Again, this has been the film review, movies, music, culture, and whatever else comes to mind. I'm Crazy Dee, and this
Tracy.
All right, and we're done for now.